brother. Des asked me that one day. You're in relation to Batman.
Pleased to be still in the race, John.
Yeah, it's nice. That was the whole purpose of the day. Tough games, those ones. Parramatta's been going well in the last few weeks. And we sort of probably kept them in the game to a certain degree with that try and half time. But been a really hard month for our boys. A lot of effort went into the last 2 weeks in the South and Melbourne game. And I really believe that we were a little bit hard done by in those two games. We could have come away with the victory in both. Definitely won. So coming off the back of that, you turn up and just grit a win away it's nice, and we're still in there with 2 rounds to go.
You're a little bit off today, you think, John, after those 2 tough games?
I think mentally we're a little bit down. I think the way the game was officiated, I think it didn't allow for an open brand of footy. It's a pretty dour game, tight 10 metres. Slow play the balls just made it hard to show either side with the ball in hand.
John, what's your understanding of the obstruction rule? Obviously, you guys got a try there at one point.
Well, you've got to impede a defender, and there was no defender impeded. I was worried because of the one on the other night where a defender was obviously impeded. But the one I think you talked about where Harrow, Stevie Michaels away, the defender just wasn't impeded at all. He was still alive in the defensive line.
Scott, you obviously saw what happened the other night and was trying to relay that information to the referee.
Yeah, I had a view on what an obstruction rule was, and the other night, with the Tigers game, it certainly changed my decision anyway. So very similar in a way, but I mean, if they're going to give it the benefit of the doubt or the green light, well, play on, I'd say.
So you feel like the rules have changed halfway through the year, or just you didn't realise you could actually do that now?
Oh, mate, I just think, you look at any decision, could go either way, but it's more confusing for the punters at home that watch, and now it's even confusing for the players and coaches. But that's not my problem at the moment.
Vince, how do you see the game out there? It seemed like it was going to be quite tight at the start, and it opened up a bit and it tightened up again.
Yeah, well, Cody touched on it. It was a danger game for us. Off the back of two tough games, where I thought we played really good footy, and today was a little bit frustrating, because we were a little bit off, but we still got the job done. But it was patchy, but it gives us something to work on as well. So it keeps us in the race, and now we just got to rest up and look towards another tough road trip against the Panthers.
Cody, you must be happy with the desperation at times. I know Matt White jumped on a ball where Parramatta probably should have scored, and Zilly again on Fui.
Yeah, our scramble was great. They could have got across the line, but for our scramble probably 3 or 4 times. So I thought we were a little bit lethargic at times, but they kept finding a way to get there and keep Parramatta at bay. And they've had some good results in the last 4 weeks, so it was always going to be a tough game.
What happened at the start of the second half if you having 12 men out there?
I don't know. I'll have to have an inquiry into that one.
I think Harrow was up and down.
But the ref wanted you to kick off with 12, didn't he? And
yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think we realised pretty late that Harrow wasn't there, so there was a bit of gamesmanship, I think. Buying a bit of time.
Did you wash his hands, Vince?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, there was a smell out there. I'm pretty sure it was Harrow. No, he had a toe issue. Getting his toe strapped. Yeah.
Cardi, what do you want to see improve? You said they were a bit lethargic. Will that come with a week off, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. As I said, it was a game that us coaches were worried about mentally all week. We have got a lot to play for, don't get me wrong. There's no excuse for that, but sometimes you've got to look for a reason why. I think a hell of a lot of energy went into that Melbourne game, and whilst we did have a good decent turnaround time on it, leaves you feeling pretty flat, you know, when you put a lot of effort in, especially those last two games. And there's a game here that everyone expects you to win. If you turn up without the right attitude, it's, you know, you often find yourself on the wrong end of the scoreboard. So, you know, I was a bit disappointed at times, I suppose, but it's in hindsight, you know, it was a dangerous game, and we got a victory. And as I said, you know, we win our next two games, I think we'll be there.
Panthers next week, they roll Warriors today, just tough trip there.
Yeah, it'll be the same, pretty much the same as this week. You know, I think that hopefully that was a bit of a wake-up call for us. You know, you can't be flat. Doesn't matter who you play at the moment. You know, there's no excuse where, especially us. You know, it's after, you know, the first probably third of the competition. I think we're favourites for the wooden spoon. So if we can somehow land ourselves in the 8, it'd be just rewards for the players' efforts.
Scott, would you actually rather be playing other contenders at this time of year, or would you rather be playing, you know what I mean, like just what he's referring to
It's
there?
funny that I had a conversation with my wife last night about it. And she said, you know, it's going to be a tough game because you've got Parramatta and Penrith who don't want the wooden spoon. And if you play against Raiders and Newcastle, you're fighting over who wants to make the 8. And then if you play against the Tigers, Cronulla, Brisbane, you've got a team who wants to stay in the 8. So every game and every week's going to be hard from now on in. So it doesn't matter who you play, you know, everyone's got something to play for. Period. So she was right. As usual.